Welcome back to J-Dog Has a Truck.
We are doing some very important works here.
Oh my gosh. So I got my gauges back. Too late to get them in the truck before the rally, but we will be putting them in. They look beautiful. Well, looky what we have here. Brand new brake drums. Made in China, unfortunately. But this is going to be another project. We've got the screws for the front of the truck, because as you'll see, somebody took them off, put them back on wrong. So it's been frozen together. And there's hammer marks on it, beat the crap up. And you can kind of feel it when you're pushing on the brakes that it's out of round. So this is another project we're going to get into. So I'm getting ready to hook stuff up. And this is the back of my fuel gauge. There are 3 terminals. One is marked ignition switch, and then 1 and 2. Okay. Apparently not all Power Wagons have that. Looking up in this old Dodge truck shop manual, goes back to 47. Of course, mine is in 1950. So I'm thinking the first series 46 to 50 were like this. So this is what it shows. Ignition switch, and then 2 wires that goes to the fuel gauge, or the fuel tank. Now, looking in an old motor manual, and they're kind of cool because they give generic descriptions. There's an AC fuel gauge they go into detail about. This is an auto light, and I believe this is how this is set up, because you notice here ignition switch and then 2 connections. and then that goes to the fuel tank. So that's the information. This is a motor manual, 19th edition, somewhere back in the 50s. So hopefully they got this set up correctly, and it'll just be plug and play. I told them I had upgraded to 12 volts. I had originally put a 6-volt regulator in line here. I figured that's what you're supposed to do, but I'm going to take that out and wire that directly to 12 volts. See what happens. Cross my fingers. Well, this much works. I'm not sure if the gas gauge is working correctly or not. I'm not sure how much gas I've got in there. But this much, it looks beautiful, and it is working. Step 2, oil pressure, perfect. Temperature, I just started the engine, so it's heating up, so that appears to be working properly. So we're gonna work on these front brake drums. And you notice, well, here's a good example. Somebody in their infinite wisdom beat the crap out of it years ago. They took it off and then put it back on, not indexing these correctly, and they did put the set screws in, countersunk screws, whatever. In theory, you're supposed to put bolts through here, and it's supposed to just back off. Well, if you don't have those in the right position, you can't do that. So this has been welded solid, well, rust welded solid for at least 40 years, maybe much longer than that. So the project now is to get this apart. Now the brakes work, but you know, because we got all this kind of stuff, I'm not sure that that's really that round anymore. So yeah. This is more of a safety thing. I've got big hills to go up and down. You kind of need good brakes going down those hills. So again, there's the brand new one. And countersunk screws go in here. These are to jack it off the hub. So I don't know how we're going to get this off. Soaking, heat, whatever. Bash the crap out of it. Hydraulic press. Everything is open to discussion. So get to working on these. Okay, let's see. See if I remember how this comes apart. This is a special tool. Let's see that. Yes, there we are. Not supposed to be very tight. That. Then a special tool for that. Yep, like I said, made a special tool for that. Then back this off, and that's not tight. That's just holding the bearings in there. If this was correct, you wouldn't have to go through all this. But, like I said, it's not. And again, wheel bearings look very nice. There we are. Okay. All right. And brake linings look pretty good. So, all this is perfectly wonderful in here. So we gotta shield that. But you notice here, this, ooh, I can see where that might be a problem. Interesting. You beat the crap out of it and then it's kind of beaten together there. Perfect. So, start with soaking in PB Blaster. Okay, for reference, there were remnants of screw holes that you're supposed to use to jack it off. I tried that, and of course the screw threads were too rusty, it just pulled right through. Second, tried this through all the surfaces that I could hit. No, didn't do anything. So next, I'm going to use a hydraulic jack and put it underneath the Power Wagon. And we'll get a few thousand pounds there, a push, and we'll see what happens. Sure, it's gonna roll anywhere. basically lifted the truck up, and that's all I got. So I'm gonna let that sit there for a while and come back and apply some heat. Well, we are successful. Yeah. After 2 MAP gas torches, it just slammed right on through there. So, gonna let it cool down a bit. Thank me later. I cleaned those threads out earlier. Well, I might have to run a tap in that one. That doesn't match up. Yeah, okay, so there we go. Yep, all right. All right. All right, so there you have that. Reassemble this, adjust the brake shoes just a touch, and it should be good to go on this side. Yay. Okay, one little job I'm going to tackle in this video is repairing this mount. This was broken about a year or so ago, and this is a reproduction cast iron. The one I have on the other side of the truck, on the right side, is actually original cast brass. And it seems like they're more durable, but the cast iron is more brittle. But yeah, this was damaged in the woods, running into a tree, something like that, whatever. It's cracked here and kind of back it down in there. Of course, got it back together temporarily. That's not going to hold forever. So I'm going to get this all apart and see what I can do for a little bit more effective repair. So a little part of the damage, the nut that I had welded on the inside broke loose. So I had to re-weld that. That's all fun and games going through there. And of course, the bolt broke off in there. Got too hot and stuck in there. So had to drill and re-thread. These are cool little things. Adapts your tap to where you can drive it with a 1/4 inch nut driver. Very cool. Here's all my little pieces cleaned up with a wire wheel as best I can. I had repaired it earlier with JB Weld, one of those quick get it done, get it back on the road type of things. So it had to get all that off. Yeah, JB Weld is not a good solution for this kind of thing. So we'll see if my new solution works for this. By the way, I I did purchase a whole new kit, both sides, left and right sides, brackets. If this completely fails, I'll fall back on that, but let's just give this a shot first. And you know, I'm going back in the woods, so you know, if it breaks again, it breaks again. This repair project so far not successful, but I am going to invest in some acetylene tanks, oxygen acetylene, so that will give me a higher temperature, and we will see what happens with that. So I went ahead and just replaced this piece with the new one that I got. However, made some modifications that I hope is going to make it a little bit more durable. Put in longer screws, rubber bumpers. I opened up the hole here a little bit, so basically we got a little bit of wobble in there before anything breaks. So hopefully that will take care of that. Sorry about the rattling, that is the chains on the tailgate.